So my oldest son, Mylan, he's 10 years old. And we've been working on some kitchen skills because as he grows, he's eating more and more, as is your brother, we are all big eaters actually, right? But what's one of your favorite things to have in the fridge?
Rice.
Rice, right? Brown rice, also potatoes in the microwave. Those are some of your staples, kind of, right? You like having. So he's actually learned now to make rice on his own in the Instapot. He's only done it a few times, maybe completely on your own, right? But I think you can do it.
I don't know all that well.
Okay, so we're going to show you how we do that today. My youngest son, Ari, would like to be a part of this too. So he is going to explain to us the very few tools we need. What do we need, Ari? Let's see, what's this?
Containers, lids.
Containers and lids.
Cups.
The insert for the
Rice.
Instapot, right? Rice.
Water.
Brown rice. Do you guys know what kind of brown rice you like?
Short grain.
You do like short grain the best, and I try to get that when I can, but lately it's been so crazy pricey.
Is
the
this
Lundberg
short grain?
This is medium grain, and it's actually very similar. They like the stickiness of the short and medium grain rice. So I try to get a decent price. I try to also get it from California when possible. So we need that. We need a scoopy for later, and we need a 6-quart Instapot. Though you can make this on the stovetop, and it's very similar directions. The problem is you have to babysit it. So we'll explain how that works if you want to do it that way. But Mylan, why don't you go ahead, pour this in. Remember, the handle pops off. It's like 16 years old. We use it every day pretty much, that measuring cup. All right, and why don't you go get 5 cups of water. So you're going to have to do 4 at a time, okay? 4 cups of water.
The handle seems fine, but...
Yeah, we're going to pop this in here.
Hot? Shouldn't this be hot?
Yes, we do. Yes, it can be hot. Yep.
Yes,
it does make 4 containers. Do you know why? What happens to this rice when it cooks with the water? Well, it puffs up, right? Yeah, it puffs up. It really does. Okay. Yeah, by a lot. By as much water as we put in, right? Yes. And that's why it's so nice and filling. What kind of things do you like to put on your rice, Ari?
Mainly salsa.
Yeah, you do enjoy salsa on it, right?
How much?
Mylan especially likes hot sauce. Well, 4 cups, so you could do all 4 at once. Okay, so let's explain. If you do this on a stovetop, you put this in a nice big pot with the water, and then bring it to a boil. You do not want to stir grains when they're cooking. So you would just immediately need to turn the heat down to low, and then let it simmer for about 50 minutes or so is what works for us. And then as soon as it's done, you have to take it off the burner. So for me, it's a lot of babysitting. I'm a busy mom of 2 homeschooled boys, and I also work part-time, and we all eat whole food plant-based for already 14 years now. And I just don't have time to mess with that. So the Instapot cooks perfect brown rice. Once I set it in the Instapot, I do not have to touch it again. It just cooks, it pressure releases naturally, and then we're ready to eat it. I store it in these containers when it's cooked because we just let it cool and then put it all in the fridge.
Dumping and process.
Okay? Yep. And then the boys can help themselves and reheat in the microwave. Excellent. We need 1 more cup.
Okay, 1.
Okay. We'll be back when the water has been added. Okay, so Mylan's going to turn the Instapot on for us, set it all up. So can you put the lid on first of all? Okay, and then do you remember how you have to turn it? Follow the directions there. It says close. Turn it all the way to the right. Yep. And then the venter thing at the back, you have to turn it until it's at sealing. That's right. So it can seal and come to pressure. Yep, all the way. It doesn't lock into place or anything, right? You just turn it.
Doesn't really.
No, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you just push it all the way back. It doesn't lock. It'll lock once it's come to pressure. So if we put it on venting, all the water would evaporate, right? We don't want that. We want it to come to pressure. All right, and now we just hit pressure cook. Oops. There we go. And can you put the minutes up to 25? Yes, so this, I don't actually find the pressure cooker saves so much cooking time because it has to come to pressure. I cook my stuff actually quite a long time in the Instapot compared to what most people seem to. I also use a good amount of water, so I don't know, just what works for us. then I let it naturally pressure release. But the beauty of the Instapot is, and what saves me so much time and why I have 3 of them and why they're always going. Is that not true, boys?
Not
always, though. I do remember one time I heard that, I think it was the stove and that going off.
I know, they all beep at the same time, all my timers. But usually I use each Instapot minimally once a day, all 3 of them, often much more than that. So I love it because you don't have to babysit it. So what we're going to do is let this come to pressure. It's going to cook 25 minutes. It's going to start cooling off, and that will release the pressure inside it. And then we'll just come scoop out our perfect rice when it's done. And I'm sure the boys will enjoy that. Mylan likes fresh rice. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so the rice is finished. This is a step that I haven't let my kids do on their own yet because they're really kind of too small to do this safely, the scooping of, the boiling hot liquid. So I still take care of this part. But you can see this tells us that it's been finished cooking, I should say, 41 minutes ago. This is an old Instapot, so that's what it shows. Other ones show a little symbol that show pressure releasing and whatever. It counts up basically after it finishes cooking. And it's pressure released. I know that because first of all, it's been quite a while. I think it actually pressure released around 25 minutes, but I didn't have time to deal with it just then. Again, this is the beauty of the Instapot with rice tops, stovetop rice. Stovetop rice. I would have had to be there right on time, or it would have obviously stuck to the pan, and all the liquid would have, boiled away, and I would have burnt my rice. And anyway, that's what's great about the Instapot. So you also know, because this is down, there will be nothing coming out of here, and I can unlock it. So this is so safe. This locks once it comes to pressure, so you cannot mess it up. You cannot blow up your house with this thing. It's absolutely fine. So I open it, do that. Generally this lid is perfectly clean, so I just leave it like this to dry out on my counter. And look at this perfect rice. Isn't that beautiful? So it's wonderfully cooked. Again, we like it good and soft, and my kids kind of like it almost sticky and chewy. That's why we use the 5 cups of water for 2 cups of rice. But you can certainly try just 4 cups of water. But I basically dole this out into 4 containers. If I were not holding a camera, what I actually do in real life is I hold this right over top of the pot so I don't risk spilling all over my counter. And then as soon as I've scooped it all out, I'll actually cover them immediately just so they don't dry out. Let them cool on the counter. My kids will probably eat 2 of them fresh like this, and then the extras we'll put in the fridge for them to reheat tomorrow for snacks. Primarily, they're the ones who eat the plain rice. My husband and I prefer other dishes, mixed dishes and things like that. This is one of their staples that they just love. So that's it. I will turn this off, just cancel, and that's it. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Leave a comment below if you also love the Instapot, or if you have any tips or tricks for making the perfect brown rice. What also do your kids like eating? Mine just loves StarchStaples. That's their primary foods, but my youngest is like a fruit fiend. I mean, he would eat himself sick on fruit. And my oldest is all about the savory. He's all about the savory, likes potatoes and rice especially, hence why he's learning to cook it. So hope you found this helpful.